Garth.
Hey,
How are you, Paul?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
yes,
It's been a
yes, I've
day.
heard. I've heard.
Well, I'm so glad you've come on and visit with us today and talk animals and people get to know you a little better. And
yeah, absolutely. it was a long day, a long roller coaster of a day. I'm sure, and you said you had the same thing going on,
yes,
but
absolutely.
a lot of emotions going on today. So,
Very
yeah.
much so.
So,
So I'll start off with who is Paul? What does Paul do for a living? I know it's
um,
interesting.
I'm I am a correction officer. I work in the jail in Nassau County on Long Island. Uh, so I've been there 16 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've been trying to get off. I'm in the security, like I walk around with the inmates, but I'm trying to get off. And that was the whole emotional roller coaster that I got. I got into a unit and then they kicked me right out of the unit. so
Oh, no.
so it's been a wild ride, but I ended up the union actually came through, and I'm probably going to be going back to that unit that I got kicked out real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's it was a big positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
but
what about you married, family?
I'm married. I've been married for about 7 years. Been with her for about 10. And stepdaughter, which she might be on sooner or later. I think she was said that she might come on, and
Oh, awesome.
she's a big help. So she helps out a lot. So I've been doing like the same thing that my father did, did with me with animals. As soon as we used to go to a reptile show, I mean, a reptile, anything, pet store or anything. My mother knew we were coming home with something.
Right.
It's basically how it works around here with anything: dogs, cats, ferrets. I have guinea pigs, snakes, all
Oh,
upstairs
yeah.
and downstairs.
Yeah,
So
you sent me pictures of your doggos. They are so cute.
yeah. I just got that new pup within the Rottweiler.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, she's a beast. She just controls the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Our Great Danes definitely try to control the house.
yeah, they're Great Danes. They're friggin' try.
Yeah. I have one. As soon as she comes in the house, she goes right to the rock and recliner and sits in it, like a human would just turn around and sit down. And you're just like, get your butt up out of that recliner, And no, we're not
That's
supposed to be on
exactly how my dog.
furniture.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you have going on this season as far as your breeding?
I just started. That's how it is. I've been collecting since last year in the summer, so it'll be a year coming up. But everything I got was, as hatchlings. I got a few female breeders from a few people that is like the only lock, the locks that I got were I think the pied. I got a pied Cypress pied
Mhm.
that she's been locked with. I got a what else do I have? Another Cypress. I think I'm all about Cypress right now too as well.
Yeah,
So I
only
got a
am
butter
blessed to have
Cypress.
one of those right now. I need
Yeah.
more.
So I mean it's I guess the more of the learning experience of what for the only couple of clutches for this season.
Yeah.
I don't want to all of a sudden have 10 clutches and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's the boat I'm in. And I'm like, oh, let's put 13 together because they all, I'm like you. I grew them up from babies
right.
and they all just kind of hit at once. And it's like, oh, well,
When did you start?
what's that?
When did you start?
I started pairing last October.
Okay.
And so, yeah, this is our first breeding season.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
We're in the same boat, and every day I wake up and go in there and
Yeah.
check all the bins, and I
Oh,
turn
no,
around and walk out with a big old frowny face and type my friends, no eggs yet.
Yeah, I'm downstairs and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm looking. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I guess the whole thing of everyone says is patience.
So, did you
It's
build your incubator or did you buy one?
I got a sea serpent from someone that, in the group that we all chat with from a Patreon which is Blue Line Morphs Baker.
Oh, okay.
So he has a bunch of guys and we just all bullshit and make fun of each other. And
Oh, nice.
I got a sea serpent from someone in the room.
Well, that makes it a lot easier. You have friends you can talk to and get things from, and
Oh, it's a home run. I think it's such a tight knit community of us just making fun of each other, pretty much.
that's how it is.
I'll miss a day and I'll have 130 messages
Oh
that
yeah.
you
Oh
have to go
wow.
back and you have to go back and read half of them.
Oh no, I'd be like, it's okay, people.
So
How many animals do you have?
I have about, I'm gonna say about 55. So
Are you comfortable there, or are you going to do more?
I think I'm gonna add a few more. I'm getting rid of some. I gave I got a few het pies from someone that didn't want any. So I'm gonna probably list them, or I don't know if anybody wants some, uh get rid of those. I got about, I think, 6 of them.
Oh
Um
wow.
so from, I think they were GHI yellow belly, um and banana, and the cinnamon. Yeah, GHI yellow belly, cinnamon, and the het pied.
Oh
So
wow. Sign
so
me up.
so I'm just gonna look to probably unload on some things, narrow down what my path is, I guess,
Right.
because at
Well, I
first,
know, like, starting out, I have a few of the females. It's like, yeah, I really don't need those. They're, just a couple gene animals. When you're starting out, you just start kind of buying whatever. But I put the brakes on that pretty quick, so I only have like 5 of them that I need to
unload.
do something with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's how everyone. I mean, I started, and my cousin said he was moving. He's like, "Oh, I got this snake." He's like, "Yeah, can you take it?" And I got a female normal, but I think but my daughter loves it, so my stepdaughter loves it, so now she wants to keep it, and I said, I'm going to get rid of it, and she starts yelling at me.
Right.
So so
Oh yeah.
so there's another pet, but
I'm lucky I don't have a normal. I don't. That's one thing I'm proud to say, that because everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you've got to have one." I'm like, I don't yet, but I will. I'm sure. I'll be having some.
yeah. So, but I with all this, everything that I have now is just, if I weed them out, and then I'm gonna end up buying more snakes anyway. I know what's gonna end up happening. It's inevitable.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, but as of right now, I have the 5540 freedom, the freedom breeder, and then the 1065. I got the ARS, and then
Oh nice.
I have a 7030 that I'm not setting up just yet. I think I'm gonna redo my garage that I have, in my backyard.
Right.
It's a detached garage that I'm probably gonna set up as that snake room, man cave, run away from my wife kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
and it's detached from the house, so it's a lot better.
So do you raise your own rodents, or do you buy?
I haven't. I buy. So
Oh, you're so blessed.
yeah, eventually it's going to end up happening.
Yeah.
I know that. I mean, if I don't really want to go over a max of 100 snakes, but it still don't matter. I mean, the guy, it's a pet store, so like I'm spending maybe $140 a week.
Hmm.
If I'm starting to wean them, like, so now it'll be every 2 weeks. My some of the snakes and everything like that. So I'm like trying to get into I guess, routine with that.
Right.
Feeding all my hatchlings, every week, and some of my females that are a little bit, but some of them are picky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
We raise our rats and ASFs, and I wish we could get out of the ASFs, but we have like 3 snakes that will not take anything but ASF. So it's just like, I just have to keep them.
I had one as well, and I think for like 3 weeks, and then I didn't put anything in for like 3 weeks, and then as soon as I put the rat in, she took it down quick.
Yeah,
Which was kind of lucky. I know people say that they have hard times getting it off, getting the snake off ASFs or not, but I was pretty lucky, I guess.
well, these, I mean, I've had these since babies, and they were doing good, and then they just stopped eating. And then I was like, well, I'll try an ASF to break it, and sure enough, that's all it took. They're like, yeah, I don't want to go back now. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
So you said you have paired 5 this year?
It's so I got the cypress pied. I have a butter cypress. I paired a black pastel yellow belly, het lab het pied, to a super asphalt. What else? And I think that's it. So yeah, that's it. So I'm only what was that? 3, 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I get 4, I mean, if I get 1, maybe I'll be happy.
But you're still gonna like go throughout the year, as they're hitting and.
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. So, if anything else happens, I mean, it's a positive for me.
Oh, so. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to show some snakes now?
Yeah. What do you want me to do? You want me to show snakes, or
Let's see here. Whatever you want to do. I do have some of them loaded on here if I can find them. Here we go. What do we have here?
That's I just actually picked that up. I went to the Reptile show up in Poughkeepsie with Steve from AJ Exotics.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, it's funny, I have the deli cup right here. It's a chocolate pastavi. So, and it's het hypo. I got that from I think it's Tyler's Toxics. Was it Reptiles, I believe. So
and this one you're keeping?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just got that. I just got it.
Well, come on now.
So yeah. Me and Steve were going to that show, and we both had our eyes set on some kind of chocolate. We went to like one table, and there was three types of like chocolate that I forgot what they exactly were. And Steve was talking to the guy, and the guy just literally like ignored him after he actually engaged, and then just left. And Steve's Steve's like, all right, man. He's like, you just lost your sale. I was going to buy all 3 of them. I was like,
no.
So yeah, I mean, I guess I'm going the opposite direction, but yeah. So that was a we just started laughing. That's my keeper. That's the pastel leopard desert ghost. It's het hypo and het pied. Somebody said you gotta always have a powerhouse, and I was like, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
Will doesn't like that. Will says Will says he doesn't like DJ.
Well, we'll forgive you, Will. This time.
See, don't show none of the DG crap, Paul.
Oh my goodness.
That's the calico. I love calico.
Me too.
And I believe it's an OD. I should write a lot of this shit down, and I don't. It's an orange dream. It's an orange dream yellow belly, calico, and I don't know. I don't think that's het hypo. I think the other calico I have is het hypo. I got that from Edge, Dave from Edge Exotics. I think it's the super OD Pied. She's awesome. She's eating like a beast.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That's my I think spot nose red stripe clown, hoping. So I think I'm gonna pay. I have a black pastel yellow belly het paint.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go that route and make some some het.
Heck yeah.
That's the OD again.
That's the other one. Yeah.
That's my little red stripe het G stripe. That's what it is.
Oh wow.
I at first I wasn't a big fan of G stripe at all, and I'm falling in love with it really quickly.
Right.
And so I have a snake, I believe, coming from Jason in Canada.
Love Jason.
He's so nice.
Him and Brian, that show they did together, I miss it because the it was great.
It's a yellow belly enhancer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a yellow belly enhancer, het G stripe. I like guess I like the enhancing gene. So the enhancer.
Oh yeah.
There's a ghost. I love hypo too. And so
I do, but it's one of those things. It's I like it in the lighter jeans, not so much the dark jeans.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah. So
what's your favorite dominant? Yeah.
I don't know. I can't pinpoint yet. I don't.
Really?
I'm all over the place. With a few of my snake. So. What is it? I love Will, but
oh, I know.
So to be honest, I'm not too sure what I'm exactly looking for, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think it's my whatchamacallit path that I'm trying to find. So
yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I can get in there and look at my snakes, and I'm just like, okay, it doesn't even have to be a ball python anymore. Every one of them is my favorite.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. I mean, like I'm like, I love red stripe so much, and then I love cypress so much, and then I'm like yellow belly. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So like chocolate. So I'm like grabbing from everywhere where possible.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So my red stripe, I think it's probably, or redhead, my favorite.
Uh-huh. I would say so. I would say that would be a nice, yeah. It was beautiful. I love that snake.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I have some wonderful males in there, and I'm just like, I don't even think I want to put them to her. I want something better. It's like
you have some time, right?
Yeah.
You have some time for her to grow up. I'm sure you could figure something out.
Yeah. Oh, we already lost one.
That's Charlie. He has a great Dane.
So what do you have in the rack that like you just want to show off that your banger? Come on, no hiding.
Well, this is I tell you, this is what I like her. I like her a lot. She's getting big. So this is the pastel yellow belly. So het paint. I think you definitely can tell it that it has the het influence of paint.
Oh yeah.
So she's a beast. She's awesome.
Yeah.
And she was mean. So I wouldn't be surprised. But
what do you think the meanest gene is, like, that you've dealt with, that you've seen over and over?
Well, it's funny. I actually have a couple of snakes coming to me, and I think he said 66% puzzle. They had
Oh,
puzzle hat, yeah.
yep.
And he's like, it's definitely gonna prove out because he's such an asshole. I'm like, that's great. Like great.
Yes.
So yeah.
I have 6 het puzzles in there, and they're all the same way. They are mean as fire.
That's that's what I've been hearing. So we'll see. Let's see how what happens. So let's see. I'll show you this one. I like
That one and black pastel seems to be very nippy for me.
shit. So,
He's pulling something else out.
I know a lot of people are talking about the hurricane.
I love hurricane. Yes.
So I got this is a female. Blackhead hurricane.
Wow.
So she just looks nasty. She's ready to tag me. See you.
I have a Mojave hurricane hit hypo male.
Okay. Yeah.
We should introduce those two.
That'd be awesome. So I actually have a low, I guess that people call it like a low expression hurricane, Orange Dream. So, and I think it might have calico in it. So yeah. So I got that actually along with her.
Yeah.
So
is she your only hurricane?
And the one and the OD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So these are only the hurricanes that I have. So that's the problem. Like I'm like, oh, I think I want to be in that, and then I get a couple, and then I'm like, oh, I want to get into that.
Oh yeah. Well, like the Hayabusa, is that how you say it? The super?
Yes. Yeah. So
that's the goal.
I think that's going to be the goal for So yeah. Sure. Let her bite me. All right, Steve. Thanks. real asshole.
Right.
So
do you your pied stuff? Are you big on pied?
So I am. I mean, I have the cypress. I got a leopard cypress pied. I have a regular cypress pied. So the OD, super OD. I have I think it's a pastel ODYB leopard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got that from Baker. From Blue Line. What else? And I have a few hets that besides the ones that I'm probably gonna let go. I have a couple other het pieds, just 2 normal het pieds, females, and I think a pastel male. I got them, and that's I know everybody's done it. I guess people either said, "Oh, I got a good deal for you," and then you wonder why it's a good deal because they want to get rid of them themselves.
Yeah.
So that ended up being me too. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. I got enough room. Don't worry about it. And then and then all of a sudden you're like, shit. Oh man, maybe I should have done that.
Right.
So, but
we forgot to call out our t-shirts.
Yeah.
Celtic balls.
I know. Yep.
I still want one of those t-shirts so bad.
So I think like I said, I emailed him, Rich, and he got back to me. It was a couple of days, but I end up getting back to me, and then I'm like, everybody's wearing it. I'm like, I like that shirt. So
yeah. This weekend's Angie's birthday party. I don't know exactly when her birthday day is, but they're having their crawfish boil this weekend, and we were invited, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to make it. So I just want to give her a shout out and tell her happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah. We love her. They're good people.
Little crawfish.
Yeah. I don't do the crawfish thing anyway.
Oh, why not?
Nasty. It's just gross.
While they're in their shell and you see the eyeballs and all that stuff.
Yeah. Just suck us out. No, thank you.
I went to a party and I think it was a while ago. It was like a all you can eat at this like Southern bar. I think it was called, actually it's called Big Daddy's, and it was a Fat Tuesday, I guess, where they have Fat Tuesday and all that stuff. And they had an all you can eat, like all that, and people are just chowing away on those things. All you can eat crawdads or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And you're just watching them. I'm like,
yeah,
eating your eyeballs. Like,
my husband eats that stuff. We'll go to a friend's house every now and again in Lindsay, Texas. They invite us over, and I'm like, okay, well, make me a burger, make me anything, but I just can't do that.
Oh, okay. That burger's fine too.
He's from California, so that's his excuse.
Oh, okay.
I always got to give him hell for that. So what else is going on? What else is new?
Nothing. I mean, I'm not too sure what I'm gonna end up doing, like, with some of my snakes. I mean, I guess I'm gonna set up a morph market. I mean, I have the morph market.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was wondering, maybe I'll just put them on there as well.
Right.
So, I know, try to get your name out there, I guess, as much as I can and everything. And, you get into all the podcasts and everything like that, I'm writing and everything, I guess, just, following what other people have done, I guess, that's what people have said. So,
well, it's very difficult doing that. I was surprised how difficult it really was to just get your name out there. But so my big issue when I was starting to get into the industry was, okay, a logo. Everybody's like, you need a logo first,
Right.
And I'm like, well, where do you go for a logo? And nobody would tell me. Everybody has these amazing logos and they would not share. And I've noticed a lot of that people not sharing information and just as simple things like that
Right.
I want to be able to help other people coming into the industry. All you have to do is give them the name, no big deal.
Yeah, it's funny. I forgot who I asked for my logo, and then and there's so many people that text you, with the that leaves you with all those fake people that come on Instagram and all that stuff. I mean, I asked around and I used somebody, and it was like $100, and then he texts me back. He's like, hey, I'm gonna need another $25, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, am I getting scammed? I'm like, all right, I'm getting scammed. And then he sent me my logo. So I chose Large Marge because of my mother's name is Margaret. So and I think at the time I was a big Pee Wee Herman fan, so we used to call my mother Large Marge all the time.
I love that.
So and I remember buying her. I bought her like the literal shirt that says "Tell him Large Marge sent you." My mother used to wear it everywhere. So that was like the whole intention of my name and everything. And my mother makes fun of me, with that. She's like, that's a nice logo, and she calls me an asshole. I mean, that's what I am. I'm an asshole when the truth comes out. So whatever.
Great. I love it. Ours come from my childhood, basically where I live, Texas and Oklahoma.
Right.
It's actually a region on the map. Just
okay.
a big portion of Texas and Oklahoma that is Texhoma for some reason. There's a Texhoma lake. And that's where we spent all of our time at growing up, was on the lake. I love to fish.
That's cool.
And everything. So I was like, yeah, we'll use that. So, but I seen Kevin had won from Sugar Skulls.
He was just at my house. He was just at my house.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah. So
he seems really nice.
He's a nice guy. That's
Kevin's
a nice guy.
I can't wait to have him on the show, but he said not yet. Somebody else's first.
Yeah. So yeah, he's awesome. our old man in the chat that we we
We
make
won't
fun
tell
of.
him that though.
No, shh, don't tell him. But he's also he's always around. He helps me out, and you know I actually he took one of the head pods actually, and so he came back because I wanted to actually fix the whole wire situation, and then he just said a simple thing that I didn't think of, and I'm like, I don't even need you anymore. So yeah.
Don't worry about those wires. Nobody sees them.
So I was like, all right. So yeah.
Well, I seen that he had won his or had a different logo, and I was like, dude, I love your new logo. Who did that? And he told me he had won it.
Yes.
And he did it. And I
He
use the same
wins everything. He wins everything. He's disgusting about it, and that's another thing. Actually, when I first started, I was in those spins. I won I think 3 snakes, and then he's like, "Oh, I just won this. I just won that." I didn't tell him. Actually, a bunch of people told him about the logo thing. He won that, and then he just won a pastel Enchi desert ghost. Like,
oh my,
yeah, he's a real prick. Doesn't.
I love it.
So yeah, so we're we make fun. Would you win now, Kevin?
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They say that about us too because we've won a few snakes. I think 7 we counted the other day. And then Bobby won the FNA. They do a race on the weekends on Sundays.
I know. I get in when I can. I like that. It's really cool. The races and everything.
Yeah.
But, it's just hard. And I have that rotating schedule at the jail, which I'm back on now for another 20 days. That sometimes I can get on, sometimes I can't. I know I'm not supposed to, but I do.
Oh yeah.
when I'm out, maybe. So, but yeah. I mean, it's. I think there are more good people than there are a bunch of assholes, but there are a few assholes that you run into, here and there, or what the clicks or whatever it is. I'm not saying that we're in that Patreon and we're all tight, and we're talking about going to Tinley in October. A bunch of us, and if Baker pulls through and we're figuring out what where either we're gonna fly, and somebody said let's get an RV. I think that would be an absolute disaster if we get an RV.
Oh wow, that had to be a really big RV.
Yeah. There's a lot of fat bastards with us.
I meant just the number of people, not the size.
Fitting into that RV, it's gonna have to be a big RV. So
that's great.
Yeah. So, but that would be a hell of a ride. So.
Well, we're talking about going in Pip Stalkers, FNA, and I think us and maybe another couple are talking about getting one of those the houses that you rent just for
Airbnb?
the weekend. Yes, Airbnb.
Okay. Yeah.
Something like that,
Yes, Mike, you can be a good person and an asshole at the same time. Yes. So that and at Tinley, you're thinking about that's what you're saying, getting an Airbnb?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, they're already looking into it. I'm just sitting here waiting to hear the words, but
Yeah.
We're in Oklahoma, and my husband's a plumber, and there's just a lot of things that go behind every decision we make. So it may just be me, or maybe both of us. We don't know.
Okay. Yeah. That's what on call. Is he on call and all that stuff?
He's always on call.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's a day off?
Oh, that'd be cool though. Getting.
Yeah, I really want to go this year.
Yeah.
Will that be your first big show, or?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I've been to I only been to one on here, Long Island, and then the one that we went to in Poughkeepsie, and I mean they had 100. I think the one here had 100. I think maybe 150 tables, maybe a little bit more, 180 maybe. But So it was pretty good. I mean, from what I know, I mean, I
Yeah.
remember going to a reptile show when I was younger. I had albino Burmese that I bought from the reptile show back. I mean, years and years ago. Like I
Hey,
was,
John.
yeah, and and I remember that was like the big thing back then. And I remember they were expensive and come across the table and they had defects. So this one
Yeah.
had one eye, and I'm like, I'll
Oh.
take him, you know, take him. I don't care. And the thing grew up to be tremendous. I that at when I and I and I'm in I don't know how old I was. My father got him and just and I couldn't take care of him anymore. He was tremendous. I'm feeding the thing guinea pigs. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
that's enough. It's enough. So I'm like, all right.
So we've been to Arlington a few times last couple of years. They do have smaller shows that we've attended, but that's why I guess I'm so excited about the Tinley show because to see because everybody's like, well, which one do you think's better? And a lot of people say Arlington's better because there's not as it's not as packed and this and that and the other, but at the same time, it's the same people setting up every time. It
Right.
seems like you can pretty much who's going to be where.
Okay.
So
there was there was a few. I mean, that's actually a Bowler. I think Bowler's Garage. This other guy that was there. It seems like they're like a traveling roadshow, like a traveling reptile show. They
right.
just go to shows and shows and shows. I'm like, that's insane. Like do they get home and do they put all the snakes back in the tubs? Let them
I don't
stretch out a
know.
little bit, or do
Yeah.
they just go to show? But
That's something I'm like, I don't know if I even want to do and set up at a reptile show because I feel what all they go through and then the steps they have to take to try to prevent getting
more
live and stuff.
of local shows. I mean, we like Baker at Blue Line Morph set up at that show, and I mean, it was just a learning experience of just being there. I spent all day with him, me and Kevin and him, and he had it set up and everything, and he had but he had little, like not a lot, but then saw what everybody else had, the banner and how they set up the banner, and it was a learning experience the whole time, and all we did was fucking laugh. I mean, that's all we did. I met Baker's father. Me and Baker's father me and his father were making fun of him. It's great. We had a good time, and I think that's why I'd rather just go to those big shows and just I guess put yourself out there and say how see everybody. I mean, I know Will, but he's like a ghost. That guy doesn't even come out on camera.
He does though. I've talked to him quite a few times.
So you want to meet the person behind the name, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, this year, it's hard to come out of your shell. Anyway, it is for me. And in Arlington, I got to meet KG, Earl finally, and ended up like we've already been to Earl's house twice now. We're actually going back this weekend, so it's just like and I actually got a few snakes from him. I got the Axis gene, and I also have his fire.
Okay.
So be playing around with that, and ended up getting a big snake from him too.
Oh yeah.
Burmese. Yeah.
I seen it. They're gorgeous.
Yeah,
just sitting there chilling, huh?
Yeah,
sitting there chilling. I'm just waiting for a nice tag from that thing. And thing's head is tremendous.
I don't. He's tagged or she tagged him a few times, but it was because he was trying to teach her how to be calm and his own little trick with her. So whenever they were around kids, that he could tell the kids, "Oh, don't be scared. She's not going to hurt you," and do his little trick with her and hopefully settle the crowd. But I wouldn't do that with her.
Right.
So, but yeah. And it was neat just to meet everybody. And, I'd seen Earl quite a few times at the shows, but never could get up to meet him.
Okay.
Everybody was crowded around him. And so Angie and Jeff, they're the ones that, I met up at the show with that Friday, and they introduced. And
are they close to you? Celtic Bulls, right? Celtic Bulls?
Celtic, no, they're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just met them at the show too and everything?
Yeah, we had talked before I was on their show. So yeah, but it was fun.
Right. So that's what I want. I mean, it's not easy getting days off, when we have spots in our hour that we can take off. So just was lucky that I got off in October, and so I'm like, I'm taking it. And I don't know if I'm hoping that a bunch of us do go, so that I figure out where we're gonna stay and all that stuff. We gotta figure that out.
Absolutely.
Which I can't imagine that there's going to be spots. I mean, I'm sure a lot of spots or a lot of rooms and everywhere else are already booked.
Oh yeah, everybody. It seems like they already have all their stuff booked, and I'm
So
I need to get on it.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, shit. I'm like, am I gonna book? Should I book the room now? Or I mean, what's going to end up happening is I'm sure that it's going to be a half hour away from where the show is or something. We're going to have to be traveling somewhere at one point.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'd like to go to the show and then shoot up to Michigan to the Reptarium.
Oh.
That, and I think that is a 4 hour, 3.5 hour drive at the time. Before all what's going on with him, he had, I guess, plans of opening up the aquarium during like the week of the show.
Oh,
but obviously it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to make that opening in October sometime.
Right.
So, but that would have been cool to drive up to Michigan and go to the opening of that. And I got off 2 weeks, so I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm going. So
nice. I'm actually fixing to go to my daughter's house. She's in North Carolina, and I'll be there for 3 weeks. And I'm like, I need to ask around and see if I have any friends up around there.
North Carolina.
Just to meet people and,
you
said, put the face with the name, or the name with the face.
Yeah. So, I like North Carolina. That was like my plan of moving to North Carolina, Lake Norman, and over there.
Oh,
it's gorgeous.
I've never been.
It's gorgeous over there. But
well, she's retired military, and her husband's active military, so I'll be on a base. It's not like I can go out and really cruise around or anything else.
You're gonna be stuck on a base, or
you're gonna be stuck on an Air Force base. Yep.
All right, for 3 weeks. You're gonna go stir crazy or what?
No. I'm taking my laptop. I'll just play, and she's still doing college classes, so
you're gonna have to do your podcast on a base. That'd be cool.
Oh, that would be cool. I never even thought about that.
So yeah, you gotta keep the week going now.
Yeah.
So
right. So the big question, who would you have on the podcast next for me? Who would you be like, hey, one of your friends, somebody that's cool?
Well, you asked, I think, right? You asked Kevin from Sugar Skull, and he has cold feet, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he has to do his friends first, then he said he would do.
Yeah, and then there's everyone. I know Steve from AJ's. You got you got to get Will on. Get Will on.
Get Will on. Will's doing his own.
Don't matter.
And I'm just like, well,
so he should be on your show and then grade your show at the same time.
Oh no, I don't grade shows.
Well, he's going to be grading shows, right?
I'm getting an F from him. He already told me. He's like, I don't like you.
It's unbelievable, Will. You're real winner right there.
Yeah, he is a nice guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. I've spoken to him a bunch of times, and he's been kind of pointing me in a direction of kind of a few snakes and that I've been looking for and stuff like that. I really do kind of know like the narrow where I'm heading. I just he's just has been and guiding me in some kind of way of
Oh, absolutely.
overseas and stuff like that. What he and so he's really a good guy.
I would like to get that information from you as well about the overseas stuff.
So yeah. I mean I haven't done any of that yet, so I don't have the experience of it, but
Right.
he like I said, he just kind of said, oh, this and that, everything. So it was very cool. So see. So yeah. But looking forward to seeing what he it's been such a suspenseful um you know waiting for Will's. Everybody talking about it. I can't wait to see him. What's going on, Luke? But so it's gonna be funny. I am voting for his opening and stuff like that. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I can't get enough. It's fun. Like it is fun, and it might be melting my brain because I'm on social media that I've never been on for so long. Almost
Yeah.
like, and my wife looks at me and she's like, you're annoying. It tells me.
Oh man.
My wife right now is that the I'll see it when I believe it kind of person right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I was like, look what I got. And I pulled a snake out the bag and literally bit her on the shoulder. And I'm like,
Oh no.
all right. I'm like, I knew snakes hated you for a reason, but
They're sensing the evil.
yeah. So she's like, that's it. This is it. But no, she's good. She puts up with all my shit. So she's
I'm fortunate in that way too. My husband puts
yeah.
up with all my shit. I don't see how he does it either. I'm in here late nights talking to my guy friends on here, we're just all talking morphs and stuff like that. I got AJ and my buddy down there, clown scientist Gage.
There's
Shout
Gage.
out to Gage, y'all. He's helping me out today. Big help. Thank you, Gage. You're the
That's
man.
awesome. Thank you,
You better
Gage.
smile though. There he goes. And in this industry as a woman, it takes a strong man to trust his wife just to be able to talk to other men, number one. But I haven't ran into very many that, let's see, how would I put this, that would sexualize me. They actually want to talk to me and talk genetics and talk snakes. And I love that. I love having, that it seems like to me the people I have met so far in the industry have been very nice and make me feel comfortable,
Right.
And it's awesome.
Right. I mean, listening to like a lot of people, the older, people that have been in the industry and them telling you back then they fucking wouldn't want to talk to you at all,
Yeah.
and everything and all that. And I haven't met somebody to be like that,
Yeah.
So which is very welcoming,
There is a few that
I'm sure
I feel like they do put me off, or it's she has too strong of a personality. I've heard that one.
Really.
Yeah. And it's like, well, you just sit down there, son. Now,
yeah,
exactly.
Okay, yeah, just move
But
along.
Yeah, absolutely. For the most part, everybody's been great. Is there something in the industry that just drives you crazy though, that you think needs to change?
I mean, who am I to say because it's been, I'm sure it's been like that even back then till now of the bickering and shit like that. And I mean, but it is what it is, and but don't, there's people that are set in their ways and and shit like and shit like that. And but why threaten people? Why threaten people for lawyers and shit like that and all this stuff? I mean, over such wild, like you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Childish bullshit.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So like, that shows a lot of people, the true colors on people sometimes,
Absolutely.
shit like that. And I was like, oh, I like him, he's good and this, that, and then shit like that, of what's going on and at other people. You're just like, it just turns you off on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I think that might be the most thing, because I'm just trying to, put large Marge, so when you see me and you say, hey, that's all I kind of want, but I'll get wrapped up into it.
Right.
So I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get you.
I guess I'm just setting a base for a foundation and because when I do happen to have a morph market and or something, people are like, hey, I he's around a lot, or he says hello, or whatnot. And I am complete opposite when I'm at work, because I'm a complete dick when I have to be. So at being a correction officer is
Right.
the mentality of that to this. It actually eases, it eases me, just being complete opposite of what I have to be at work to here, come home and do all what I have, which is amazing. I mean, it's just, I'm not saying your snake is giving you unconditional love like a dog, but it sent, it eases me from the stress that I have to
Absolutely.
now. I know a lot of people have a lot more stress than all this, but I'm just saying, from that to coming down here and cleaning, my mind is off things until my wife comes down and says, do this or whatever. But
Right.
very, very far and few between, because she knows exactly when I come down here. Just, I'm kind of like unwinding and stuff like that. But it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
the animals all depend on me, and this stuff like that. And this girl hasn't bitten me yet, so, which is amazing. And she used to hiss at me, so now whatever.
Right.
So it is what it is right now. So
Yeah. They are very therapeutic. I love pulling my berm out just like yesterday morning and just sitting and having coffee and just to be present and just relax. I do love that.
So I was thinking about, because ball pythons and I'm looking and I'm thinking about some kind of boas. I think I think they have kind of like dwarf boas. I talked to Ray from Euphoric Reptiles, and he's awesome. And me and he would be awesome to get on your podcast, but I think he's afraid of the camera.
I think all of us are. I really am.
But he's has multiple projects of the geckos and the boas and everything. So but I'm pretty sure that I'll eventually get into another species of reptile. So
yeah, I'm not breeding the berms at all. I just wanted her as a pet. Whenever he pulled her out of that, when Earl pulled her out, I was just like, oh, I'm in love already. I don't even have to just give her to me.
I'll take him.
Yeah. But besides that, I really like corn steaks and all that. I'm really not into yet. I mean,
right.
But I've never messed with them either. So.
Mm-hmm. So.
But yeah, like you were talking about the whole this and that with the community right now, and the, what do they call them? The Karens and the this and the that, I think everybody needs to quit taking things so literally,
Oh yeah. You
don't like what's on, turn the channel. It's that simple. I don't need your opinion. I don't need this. I don't need that. Just take a seat. Don't test my Jesus today.
That's I guess that's as much as you don't want to cause waves and everything, but you still don't. So who gives a fuck? I mean, that's
no matter what you do.
Right. I'm going to do what I do.
Yep.
I mean, I'm learning, and that's what's going to be.
Exactly.
So.
And it's about our animals. It's about making better animals.
Mm-hmm.
these podcasts and stuff, it does help get people's names out there and learning who you want to buy from. You know, if somebody comes on the camera that, you know, I'm sorry, if you don't have a clean place and stuff like that, I really don't want to buy from you.
Right.
You know,
right.
There's a lot you can see.
I have a list, you know, of who I want to buy from, and I mean, it's you know, and I want a snake from him, you know, and I'll work my way up to getting, you know, a snake. My first snake I bought from Leland, from Rikers. I think is what's it, the Rikers Reptiles or whatever is it? Rikers?
Hey, Kara.
Yeah. Hi, Kara. And yes, and you know, I'm like, so that crossed my list off. Now, who else am I going to buy from? You know, and, stuff like that. That's what I do.
I really don't have a list. My bad thing is I get on Bob Booth.
Well, yeah.
And it gets me in trouble every time. And my husband comes home and I say, I did a thing. And he's like, okay, which snake did you buy now? You know, that's all I have to say. So.
Will does talk a lot of shit.
Oh, I really appreciate you coming on the show and visiting with us.
Thank you for having me.
And showing off your snakes. And when are you going to start your morph market up?
I have it. I just you know, I think maybe my next week off, you know, I'm off. I'll set up some something, you know, that I can take the pictures and have them, and I'll put them up, you know, the head pods that I have and everything, and I'll take it from there.
There you go.
Yeah,
I've got a few I need to get on. I'm the same way. I have it and just need to get it on there.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Well, thank you again for talking with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Take care, guys. Thank you guys for showing up.
Coming in.
Yes.
Listen to our BS. See everybody later. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All phases complete. All phases complete.
Hi, I'm back. Are we still live? Hi. All right.
It's showing we're still live, but it's not ending for some reason.
I'm going to leave. Take care.
All phases complete.
There we go. Sorry, people. I'm still here. We'll get it to shut off here in a minute.